Happy Thursday, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Hope you're having a great one. Market is up a little bit today, 2.4% overall. So kudos to all of you out there that bought the dip, that have strong hands and perhaps even diamond hands. We're going to be covering a lot of altcoin updates today, like probably more than we ever have before. There's a never-ending, seemingly, series of updates here. We'll be discussing paid network Polkadot. The Graph is in coordination with that project. Fantom is back in the news. Chainlink, we're going to be discussing the Coinbase IPO and all the positive buzz that is generating for the space. We're going to actually shift gears a little bit. I'm going to save some of the positive macro market news and Bitcoin news for the last third or maybe the last quarter or so of this video. Let's just see whether or not you guys like that format. And we'll kick off with all of the altcoin positives. We also have a series of relatively low cap, in some cases, micro cap hidden gems that you've likely never heard of. So we're going to be presenting some of those too. Of course, if you like this kind of content, Bitcoin, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and altcoins, be sure to like and of course subscribe to Altcoin Buzz. Okay, to kick things off, we're going to be discussing Kucoin. That's Kucoin.com, the exchange, and their SuperWeek event, which is happening right now. But for a little bit of context, let's discuss this new trend that we're seeing, which is the exchange tokens that are soaring all over various ecosystems. Likely what comes to mind for you, of course, is Binance Coin, BNB, but for the most part, different exchanges have their own tokens. Kucoin is no exception. Kucoin token, KCS, right now is up just under 1% today to up over $5.40. And so in the context of these ecosystems that are growing, that are expanding, that are evolving, we feel that this is one to keep on your radar. So a little bit of kind of macro level news at the Kucoin level. They're celebrating their Super Week. So a Super Week of events. It constitutes a bunch of rewards related to that token, KCS. There are different activities that users such as yourselves can complete to win KCS tokens, which we feel is an undervalued coin at this point. So Kucoin did have some issues last year, but you know what? They've come out stronger. We've covered some of those issues in the past, some of those breaches, some of those security shortfalls. Right now, they've kind of consolidated. They've made things better, especially with regards to improvements to their securities and the functionality of the exchange itself. This is the Kucoin Super Week information here. We'll come back to that in just a second. I just want to remind you guys, we don't often discuss our Kucoin affiliate link, but there are some bonuses that you can avail yourself of if you sign up for Kucoin using our link. So if you're in the market, you're looking for an exchange, you want to trade on Kucoin, sign up using our link. We'll include all of this information in the description below. But let's go back to their Super Week here. Again, that's Super Week, W-E-E-K. So they're celebrating, again, giving you guys a chance to win KCS tokens. In our opinion, our humble opinions over at Altcoin Buzz, it's an underrated coin. So dear Kucoin users, in order to thank the community's strong support for Kucoin token and to enrich the benefits of KCS holders, Kucoin will cooperate with the KCS team to publish KCS Super Week, which will contain a series of campaigns. No matter if you're a KCS trader, KCS holder, or a new user who knows nothing about KCS, all of you are invited to join this event, participate in the lucky draw, and win KCS rewards. And as you can see here, there are a series of activities, including answering the KCS pop quiz to win 3 KCS, trade KCS in the spot market using API, and share 10,000 USDT. Hold or use KCS to pay trading fees and win the lucky draw. All of the metrics and some of the more technical details are available here. And finally, activity 4, trading level welfare for KCS holders. Guys, if you're already involved on Kucoin, then you may as well throw your hat into the race. If you're not, again, you can use our sign up link. I'll include that below. But kudos to the Kucoin team and best of luck if you choose to enter into this competition. Okay, moving right along now, we have some news with regards to Cartesi. We at Altcoin Buzz have been ringing the Cartesi bell for months now. And if you've been following us over the course of maybe the latter half of 2020 or so, hopefully you've taken our recommendations, never financial advice, but hopefully you've taken the information we've provided to heart, maybe made a little bit of an investment. But the price of Cartesi right now really reflecting the enthusiasm of the community, up nearly 21% today to now up over 21 cents. Cartesi again is ticker CTSI. And in this news here, we have this update on medium.com. Cartesi integrating with Avalanche to expand layer 2 infrastructure within DeFi. So Cartesi is integrating its layer 2 infrastructure with AVAX, that's Avalanche, enabling a Linux environment for smart contracts and higher computational scalability. And upon completion, developers building on Avalanche can implement contracts using mainstream software stacks supported by Linux. Software developers for the first time will be able to build smart contracts with uncountable software components supported by Linux. Here now is a quote from Eric De Moura, the CEO of Cartesi. Most software developers today are not coding smart contracts and blockchain applications. Modern developers rely on operating systems and a rich ecosystem of software stacks that have been evolving for decades, which are not available on blockchains. Bridging Linux and mainstream software with Avalanche will open the gates for the broader software community to develop the next generation of decentralized applications. So Cartesi, of course, on the heels of this news, showing some excellent price performance. It did take a hit, as did the rest of the market over the course of this last week or so. But, when in doubt, zoom out. It goes for altcoins in addition to Bitcoin. You can see that Cartesi here is on quite an impressive trajectory. And we feel it's still early days with this project. Check out CTSI if you've not already. You can also go back into the catalog of videos and check out our previous coverage on it as well. Kudos to the Cartesi team. Okay, we now have a series of 4, I guess you could call them hidden gems. Early stage altcoins that have caught our attention for various reasons, and we'll enumerate what those reasons are, but these are likely barely, if at all, on your radar here, and we want to highlight at least the potential right now. It's still early stages. We are not invested in these projects at the moment, but we're definitely in that kind of exploratory phase. So this is, again, something that Altcoin Buzz, we're just closely following these projects. If you guys are able to buy the token early, either through a lottery process or an AMM like Uniswap, not financial advice, but if you do have that opportunity, it could potentially mean pretty significant returns. By no means are those returns guaranteed, but that's always the potential. You have this very high potential upside with projects like these. So gains aside, let's dive briefly into these 4 projects and give you guys a sense of what problems it is they are trying to solve. Let's begin with Fractal here. We're on that website at the moment, protocol.fractal.id. Okay, so Fractal completed its IDO on Polkadot just recently, and they're going to be listed on Uniswap. It's an open source, zero margin protocol that defines a basic standard to exchange user information in a fair and open way, ensuring high quality version of the free internet. To our knowledge, it's a solid team right now. We've done a little bit of due diligence on Fractal so far. And as with any project, of course, this is my opinion now going back for years, it's imperative that they clearly list their names with publicly accessible profiles, whether on LinkedIn or some other, some have kind of traceability as far as linking them to the real world. So no avatars, no pseudonyms, real names, real pictures. So here you have the founders and advisors of the team. You guys can read more about the Fractal ecosystem on their website. Let's take a look at that right now. So depending on your point of view, Fractal can offer benefits from the perspective of users, publishers, and advertisers. Let's adopt the perspective of users as an example here. The Fractal protocol offers rewards to users for sharing and verifying their data. Through innovative user incentives, the protocol facilitates users to monetize their data for financial gains whilst ensuring maximum privacy and security to their information. And the protocol also captures staking opportunities for users to maximize their reward potential in exchange for attested data. Data is, of course, the new digital oil of the 21st century, and Fractal's doing some cool things. There's no doubt about that. Again, we're early stages. This one is starting to pop up on our radar, so check it out. We'll link to all of this in the description below. You can check out their website. It is protocol.fractal.id. Let's move right along now and discuss Xend Finance. That's Xend with an X, Xend Finance. We're on DAOmaker.com. So Xend Finance is a DeFi platform for cooperatives and credit unions that provides multi-levels of interest by optimizing and aggregating different DeFi lending protocols with the aim of providing high yet stable currency yields and token rewards to the financially underserved living in unstable economies. So high but stable currency yields. Everybody can promise high yields. The question is whether or not they're going to be stable over time. Take a look at some of the key metrics here. Token valuation currently at about $15 million with a 200 million token supply. The SHO date was on the 15th of February, so that's already passed us by. The Xend Finance decentralized credit union protocol is built to optimize, improve, and add value to the core operations of credit unions globally, removing the barriers of traditional finance and providing decentralized savings, lending, borrowing, and investment operations of credit unions, as well as providing multi-level interest returns to members of these unions. Once again, an all-important variable, at least for myself, is the transparency and the honesty of the team, whether or not they're real people, whether or not you can trace the individuals back to reality, again, whether on LinkedIn or other platforms. So in the case of Xend, we have the team on full display here. Partnerships and investors are something that impressed us right out of the gate. They have some great investors, such as, you'll notice, Binance Labs, Google Developers Launchpad, and some other impressive ones as well. So the community offering via DAOmaker, as I mentioned, that happened on the 15th of February. Right now, we're waiting for the token to go live. Check them out in the meantime. Once again, the website is DAOmaker.com. Early stages, but another one here that we're keeping an eye on. They're making a name for themselves slowly but surely and are kind of a new blip on our radar, but we're encouraged. Blank here is number 3 in terms of our potentially hidden altcoin gems. We're on goblank.io. Blank hides your financial data by mixing transfers with the pool of funds within Blank, ensuring that outward transfers remain anonymous. So your privacy level only goes up with each additional transfer inside. So it's a pretty interesting idea. Blank is the first ever browser extension that gives you untraceable identity, or at least that's what's being proposed. Inside the Blank wallet, they use smart contracts with zero knowledge proofs to combine deposits of all users under one address by mixing their transactions. So in effect, this makes withdrawals anonymous and untraceable to the original deposit. Only the user has access to his or her funds, and only the user can receive a proof of funds report if they wish to do so for compliance purposes. There's no mobile app, no website applications. A browser extension with privacy done in the background automatically is how it works. So users can do what they regularly do all over the internet, use the wallet on DeFi applications and become anonymous by default. So we expect the IDO to take place within the next 2 weeks. Again, there's not quite a concrete or firm timeline with regards to that, but probably by at least, by mid-March, I think certainly we expect that IDO to occur. The token so far has been 68 times oversubscribed, which is a good early indicator and a positive sign. You guys can follow them on Twitter. You can also check out the concept on the website, which is pretty cool. Again, it's goblank.io. And if you'd like to check them out on Twitter, the handle is @BlankWallet. This from yesterday. Our private sale closed successfully, and we are ecstatic. The Blank token is 68 times oversubscribed. We hide your crypto transactions. It's time to go blank. And we have one more project here that we want to briefly highlight, Dafi. We're on DafiProtocol.io. This is our last hidden gem of the day before we launch into some altcoin news. The idea here is that Dafi creates synthetics to reward networks for long-term users. Dafi solves the biggest issue with decentralized economies by rewarding users later instead of earlier. You can check out the website for more information. In a nutshell, I guess the sales pitch, as it were, is that there's a super low market cap right now at launch. There are potentially some big investors behind the team, which is itself very impressive. There's an amazing team here that you can peruse, that you can take a closer look at. DafiProtocol.io. Coinbase.io. The token launch right now, as I mentioned for the last project, is expected to happen in March. So not exactly 100% confirmed, but once again, token launch is expected in March. Take a look at the team, take a look at the proposals here and the philosophy of Dafi on the website. We'll link to all of this in the description below. Okay, we're now going to revisit a project that I think we spoke of maybe a month or so ago, and some time now has gone by, and we've got some great news. We're talking about Nimbus. We're on nimbusplatform.io. The NBU token has now been listed on Uniswap, which is terrific news. And if you're not remembering our previous coverage of Nimbus, really they're a DeFi game changer, so decentralized finance. And the fact that they're now coming to Uniswap only strengthens that case. So let's talk a little bit about DeFi. In 2021, decentralized finance, of course, has been growing at an exponential rate. In fact, at a rate even faster than the previous rates and exponential rate growths that we saw in 2020. But here's the problem. DeFi platforms today are still only really built to support digital assets, and there's not really necessarily any connection to the real world. Ultimately, this is restrictive because it prevents the DeFi ecosystem from scaling meaningfully enough and meeting the needs of common people and the broader global financial markets. So here's where you have Nimbus Platform. They have a system now that's designed to change all that, and they're poised as a result to become the next big thing in DeFi. So Nimbus is an established fintech company with an ambitious vision to open some of the most rewarding financial services to everyone. To support this vision, Nimbus launched its new DeFi platform, which is a DAO-governed ecosystem of 4 dApps. The ground is now set for the new platform because the centralized version of the Nimbus crypto arbitrage trading dApp has already garnered 50,000 users in just 1 year. And the new Nimbus platform is going to bring its users an opportunity to access over 10 pools in one spot and available via a single token, NBU, as I mentioned. Moreover, the revenue streams it offers are based on time-honored and effective investment opportunities like IPO participation, startup financing, peer-to-peer lending, and so on. The Nimbus DeFi platform and its native utility token, NBU, were officially launched on the 27th of January this year, so just under a month ago. And within the first 48 hours of launch, the NBU market cap touched $35 million. This is pretty impressive because back then the NBU token was only available on the Nimbus internal swap machine. Fast forward now to the 24th of February, yesterday, NBU has been listed on Uniswap, which, as you guys know, of course, is the world's largest decentralized exchange. So a couple of weeks ago, on the 12th of February, the day after the team announced the benefits of being a liquidity provider, the daily transaction volume peaked at $432,000. That's because the liquidity providers can receive 100% APY. You can read more about it in the Why to be a Nimbus Liquidity Provider section of the website. All right, so what's happening with Nimbus right now? Well, currently traders can start trading on the Nimbus platform or staking tokens for rewards with any amount of cryptocurrency. Basically, the users need to connect an external MetaMask wallet to access all the rewards the platform currently has in store. And by now, the platform has launched some of its basic yet very rewarding functionality. These include internal swap machines, liquidity providing a 100% APY, NBU staking up to 12% APY, and a very significant Nimbus referral program. So rewards from this referral program of up to 10%. So that's 10% from friends token acquisitions, up to 0.15% from each of their transactions across 6 different levels, and 7% rewards on staked tokens. And again, it really has to be emphasized that the Uniswap listing is a big deal because it paves the way for bigger and more significant opportunities. So on, again, the 27th of January this year, NBU was listed only on internal swap, that's SWAP, and within 48 hours, the NBU market cap touched $35 million. Therefore, it kind of boggles the mind. You have to ask yourself, what kind of exposure could NBU now have as it has just been listed on Uniswap, which, as you guys know, is the world's largest DEX. So you guys can join the official news channel of Nimbus here on Telegram. And to wrap up, here are kind of our closing thoughts with regards to NBU and the project at large. So with the transition to DeFi, Nimbus is now working on building a bridge between digital assets and real-world investment products in a decentralized manner. They are a trailblazer in this capacity. So undoubtedly, the dApps offered by the new Nimbus platform and the support of their huge community will help Nimbus achieve that goal. At least that's our hope. So here's one to keep an eye on, guys. We'll keep you updated with future updates if and when and as they come along. Best of luck to the team and the NBU project. And my bad, I actually forgot to mention, but if you're interested in becoming a liquidity provider, you can learn here how to earn rewards while helping the platform flourish. I'll link to this in the description below. Check it out. Okay, we're now on to altcoin news. We have a lot of updates from Paid Network, from The Graph, Polkadot, Chainlink, and others. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to kind of leave things with some of the positive macro news, but right now we're spoiled for positive macro news. Nothing is really changing. We're hearing rumblings about different investors entering the space, and of course you have Jack Dorsey, Michael Saylor doing their own thing, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's start off with these updates from Paid Network. They're proud to introduce you to the first iteration of their brand new initial DEX offering, that's IDO platform, Ignition, which is a one-stop shop for token swaps and global community growth. #GetPaid. You can learn more about Ignition here on paidnetwork.medium.com. Ignition Launchpad UI user interface. There's your sneak peek. We also have this update here. Paid Network joins Unifarm's Cohort 3 farm pool. This additional update here from Twitter. Paid is proud to announce its partnership with the egalitarian project investment platform Launchpool XYZ. The partnership opens up the communities of both projects to an array of top-tier private round access opportunities. Read more about that here. Paid Network partners up with launch pools to bring equal IDO opportunities to their communities. Okay, Polkadot is in the news along with the Graph protocol, who announced that they will be integrating with Polkadot. Quote, "This will support developers in building powerful applications on Polkadot using the Graph, as well as enable developers from all supported ecosystems to explore querying subgraphs." That's a union of two powerhouses right there. So pretty good news all around. The Graph bringing indexing and querying to Polkadot. You can read about it on the Graph as well here, Fantom.Foundation. Excuse me, no, this is yet another story with the Graph. The Graph's indexing and querying is now also live on Fantom. And that team with this update here, Fantom Foundation at FantomFDN. The Graph's indexing and querying is now live on Fantom. So on Fantom as well as on Polkadot. Fantom now uses Graph protocol, and developers building on Fantom and eligible for the Graph Foundation grants. You can learn more about that on Fantom.Foundation. Algorand Foundation is in the news. We're excited to announce that Algorand will be joining the OpenDAO protocol DeFi family. The ability to use Algo as collateral to mint a dollar-pegged stablecoin with OpenDAO is underway. For more information on this exciting partnership, check out the write-up here. Algorand and OpenDAO joining forces. There's so many great projects, high-profile projects joining forces and collaborating. And it just seems like the more time goes by, the more of these partnerships are struck up. So sign of a very strong altcoin space. Leading indicators, just my point of view, not financial advice. Chainlink, which is in the news every day with a new update. They have this from a few hours ago. Dollar Protocol is using the Chainlink CNY USD price oracle on mainnet to determine rebases of their newest algorithmic stablecoin, CNYX. Chainlink's high-quality data and decentralized infrastructure ensure both accurate and tamper-proof supply adjustments. So Dollar Protocol integrates the Chainlink CNY USD decentralized price oracle. We're not done with Chainlink. As always, they have multiple updates. These guys are very, very busy. Algorithmic money market Multiplier MXX is using Chainlink on Binance Smart Chain BSC to price crypto assets during loan operations. With wide market coverage across both centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, Chainlink oracles ensure Multiplier obtains global volume adjusted prices. Multiplier integrates Chainlink oracles to secure its lending operations on Binance Smart Chain. All right, let me take a breath here. That's about all the news that we wanted to cover today for altcoins. A lot is happening in the space, as you guys no doubt have noticed. If you're on crypto Twitter, you've probably likely seen much of this already. Let's shift gears now and discuss some of the positive macro developments at the institutional level, kind of more on the Bitcoin wavelength now. Coinbase, as you no doubt have heard, they've announced a filing of registration statement for proposed public direct listing of its Class A common stock. So Coinbase Global Incorporated today announced that it has filed a registration statement form S1 with the US SEC, that's Securities and Exchange Commission, relating to a proposed public direct listing from its Class A common stock. Coinbase intends to list its Class A common stock on the NASDAQ Global Select Market under the ticker symbol COIN. That's a great ticker. Absolutely. So, the Coinbase IPO here making major waves, obviously getting a lot of attention, trending actually on Twitter, at least it was earlier in the day when I was checking in. On altcoinbuzz.io, we're covering the story here. Coinbase files for direct public listing with the SEC. But that is not the only positive macro news we have today. Here on Yahoo Finance, Opera adds in-browser crypto options with Simplex integration. So a little bit of a curveball headline. I wasn't quite expecting to read about this today, but here's the news. Opera, which is an online browser that claims to prioritize user privacy, has partnered with crypto to fiat on-ramp provider and payment processor Simplex to offer a crypto on-ramp for users of the browser. You guys know this, but they're explaining this kind of for the lay people out there. A crypto on-ramp is basically an exchange or similar service that lets users pay fiat for crypto and is an important first step for new crypto users. Let me throw you guys out a question, just kind of off the cuff here while we're on this point. I know a lot of you guys are new to this space. Many of you are no doubt watching our channel, our videos for the first time. You're new to cryptocurrency. Let me know if it's worthwhile to kind of pause and define terms from time to time, like crypto on-ramp, because I think I've been acclimatized to maybe the assumption, perhaps the false assumption, that you guys know the lingo, you guys are, grizzled veterans, you've been around the space for years. But the fact is that more and more people are entering the space every single day. And of course, crypto is a large, welcoming tent. We want as many new people to come into the space as possible. So let me know if I'm doing a disservice by skipping over some of those definitions. And maybe from time to time I can pause and discuss what certain things mean or dive into details for some of the, the newbies out there in the space. And I don't use that term disparagingly. If you're new to this space, congratulations, number one, and welcome, number two. You've made a very positive, life-changing decision. So be on the lookout for more and more such integrations here. Opera, the first of many. We're going to see 1,000 integrations across all the web browsers, across all the cell phones of the world. Not at all surprising, in my opinion. Here on Coindesk.com, Germany's Solaris Bank launches licensed crypto brokerage with its close partnership with Bitstamp. Solaris Bank is touting an instant in-custody settlement system. I don't even care. It doesn't surprise me in the least. Every bank in the world is going to be offering cryptocurrency products, whether it's futures markets, whether it's ETPs, whether it's one thing or another, first with Bitcoin, then increasingly with Ethereum, with other altcoins. The banks cannot afford to skip out on this. In fact, once you have the maturation of DeFi, there's going to be no need for banking at all in the traditional sense. Brick and mortar banks are going to be anachronistic, just dinosaurs. They're just going to be these skeletal edifices kind of haunting our streets and our corners. They're going to be totally irrelevant. And I think they're realizing that, and therefore they're trying to hop on the train. They're trying to adapt. Solaris Bank getting into crypto, great. Tell me something I didn't know already. Every bank in the world is betting big on crypto. They're making their inroads. They're building up their infrastructure behind the scenes. This is their last grasp at relevance. And so you better believe that they're entering the cryptocurrency space. Ryan Watkins here. Speaking of DeFi, Ethereum is on pace to settle $1.6 trillion in transactions for Q1 alone of this year. Now, for context, in the last 12 months, it has settled $2.1 trillion in transactions. So therefore, you're looking at about, in the first Q1 of this year, about 75% of its total transactions in terms of USD volume in all of last year. Pretty impressive. Incredible scale for a technology that critics claim couldn't scale. Look, to a certain extent, the scaling is an issue right now, and even if Ethereum 2.0 doesn't drop in the near future, I don't think it matters. I think institutions are still hungrily buying up Ethereum. Developers are still working on Ethereum for a reason. Yes, they understand that it's slow. Yes, they understand that scaling is a problem, but they have the foresight to look ahead and to realize that that's not going to be the case in 5 years and 10 years, and the network effect still goes a long way. Well, look, I'm not a programmer, I'm not a coder or a developer, so if I need to be corrected, please do so in the comments below, but that's kind of my layperson's point of view. Glassnode here. The Bitcoin futures market saw a new record volume yesterday. More than $180 billion were traded across major exchanges. Awesome. Here's the chart. Glassnode, by the way, is great for data, for metrics, for stats relating to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin funding rates are now trending further down and have reached levels not seen in almost a month. So a pretty curious observation here. But let's end here on a note of positivity. So Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy, they just purchased an additional 19,452 Bitcoin for about $1.026 billion in cash. Average price they paid is actually very similar to what Jack Dorsey and Square paid, $52,765 per Bitcoin. As of yesterday, MicroStrategy hold over 90,500 Bitcoin acquired for about $2.17 billion. That makes for an average price of $23,985. If MicroStrategy already has $90,000, 90,000 Bitcoin, you better believe that they're gunning for 100,000. They will have 100K Bitcoin, certainly, I think, by the spring, possibly sooner. But Michael Saylor, absolute living legend. Very, very cool. Well, that is about it for today, everybody. Let us know what you think in the comments below about some of those hidden gems in the altcoin space, some of those kind of under the radar micro cap projects. I think, again, never financial advice, but some of them potentially have a pretty strong upside. So share your thoughts with us about that. Do be sure you keep following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into our website. It is altcoinbuzz.io. That is where we post all the latest. Like, subscribe, share, hit that bell, guys, to receive notifications if you enjoyed today's video. Best of luck if you choose to invest on this Thursday, but stay safe, everybody. Have a great end of your day. As always, we do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Until then, take care.